Joshua Faru is my name. I'm a researcher here at Qhala. So I'm a digital economy researcher, and we research anything and everything digital. Yes. Yeah, so we did the index last year from August all the way to early this year. So basically investigating how our youth are ready for the digital economy. The digital economy is how can our youths utilize the computing technologies to do anything and everything, be it in agriculture, be it in art. So we are like, what is the firewood that is going to ignite these guys to make use of opportunities in digital economy? So we are like, what are those indispensable factors that predispose our youths to the digital economy? And so we went out and researched, and here we are. The index 2023 was released March 14th. The first industrial revolution came, water, steam, the second industrial revolution, electricity, the third, computer in the 1980s, and then here we are in the fourth industrial revolution. There's the Internet of Things, there's AI, and then there's digital. So how can our youth how can the African youth not be left out in the fourth industrial revolution? I mean, we have been left out in those others. How can we ensure that our youth, the African youth, actually Qhala, I love Qhala because it's a Pan-African organization. Maybe it's not in our writings, but in our heart and soul we are, because we want to ignite and catalyze Africa's digital revolution and transformation. So we are like, how can our youths not be left out in the fourth industrial revolution? And because digital economy, what we mean is, how can youths make money through this opportunity that computing technology has brought in? So that's the why of the digital readiness. How can our youths, African youths, make use of the digital economy to make money, and so that they may be at par? Because we are called the global South, we should now be a developed world. Youth is the oil. We are the youths in Africa, the new oil, because more than 60% of Africans are below the age of 30. 19 is the median age in Africa. So if you really want to impact Africa, we must look at this category, this youthful population, because by 2050, 1 in 3 workers globally will be African. So we are the youths that will be the majority of workers in 2050 are the ones that we are looking at, the new oil in Africa. So that's why we concentrated on the youths. Economy scholars say that we are living in a neoliberal world, meaning that globalization is here with us. So globalization is where there is free movement of goods. But then the thing with globalization, even the World Trade Organization actually released that data, is that more than 1 billion people have benefited from globalization. But those people in the global north, most of the people who have benefited from this free movement of goods are in the West. What about the global south? What about Africa? So we were like, what about movement of labor? Even though globalization advocates for free movement of goods, we were like, how about Africa being the next labor factory of the world? And because digital economy is actually the climate that we are living in, and it's the soil that is going to grow, that our youths are going to get labor, that's why we are prioritizing digital economy and our youths. One is that government is a key player. The West say that there should be very minimal government interference in the markets, but then we have seen from the Asian tigers that actually government play a key role. So and as we have seen in the structural adjustment programs in the 90s, that if we take anything economy programs blanketly from the West, we will suffer. So one of the reasons that the index was produced as a study will tell state and non-state actors and international organizations, hey, this is how and this is where we are. So one of the key takeaways that we found is that government is a key player in digital economy, in growth of digital economy. Of course, mobile money in Kenya, that was a big thing. Electricity penetration, internet penetration in Kenya, we are at 40% internet penetration. We still desire to have more, but that was a key element, especially mobile money in helping our youths access digital economy, buying data, and also the number of schools which can teach computer, as well as the number of graduates that we have. That was a key takeaway. The number of high schools that teach computer, the number of guys who join high school and the guys who graduate from high school, because that was one of the indicators that we are looking at. How many guys join high school, how many guys graduate from high school, how many schools teach computer in all the countries that we are looking at. So those were key takeaways. The more guys are exposed to the computer at an early age, and the more they are accredited universities teaching IT, and the more government supports digital economy as opposed to being hands off, a country would prosper better. I think it would be the same thing that they did with M-Pesa. When M-Pesa was launching, they were like, hey, here's a new product that is coming up. Let's help them see how it will go. So even when they come regulating the industry, it will be after they have learned from us. So it's mostly collaboration. It's like a dance between the private sector and the government, both learning from each other to make sure that we are at par. So them coming over and saying, hey, this is the product that we are launching, and how can we help you? What are the pillars that we can put in place? One of the things that we are looking at is the government, what is the infrastructure that the government has put in place? What is the data? Is there any data security in that country? So the government is there because it puts a pillar, and it makes sure that there is no greed that can exist in the private sector, and a lot of cutthroat competition. So the government is important. So once there's collaboration between the private sector and the government, then the digital economy can grow. Yes, actually, last week we had a Twitter space, and one of the guys we had is a representative from the government, PS of ICT, and they were very willing, and they were very exuberant. Hey, here is the index, and we love it, and they looked at our findings, and they were like, we are even going to make sure that because we are going to be doing this index annually, we are going to do it next year, and we are going to see, hey, this is where Kenya was in 2023, this is where it is in 2024, 2025. And so the government is saying that we are going to put sea cables to make sure that even the internet penetration in Kenya grows. So even the previous ICT minister, Musheru, was very collaborative with Qhala in making sure that we both, the dance between the private sector and the government is there. Yeah, because economic growth is a killer, is a pillar to development. Economic growth is indispensable to prosperity and to happiness. And basically, economic growth is the money in our pockets. And here is digital economy that is a platform, that is an opportunity that I can use in whatever I am doing, whether I am selling in the Pale Ocha, or whether I am in agriculture. How can I make use of the digital economy? And we have seen that those youths who have adopted digital skills able to prosper better than others. And as I say, this is a fourth industrial revolution. It's like saying somebody in the 80s saying that they are not going to embrace the computer, or somebody in medieval English saying that they are not going to embrace STEAM technology. So here we are, for us to make sure that any and every sphere. It's the oxygen that we are now going to breathe going forward. It's the future of work that we are going to. So the youths out here must embrace the digital economy and must make sure that everything that they are doing, be it in studies, be it in, I'm using agriculture a lot because I love agriculture and where I come from is agriculture. So how can we make use of digital technologies to catalyze our businesses and to make sure that we have money. Okay, a young person should understand that data is the new oil. Apart from the African youth being the new oil, also data is the new oil that the West really are bringing to Kenya. They're extracting data from Africa and then bringing it back to Kenya and selling it at a high price. So one of the things that I would say is that this index is African, done by Africans, and that is a key thing. That is a key pillar in this index because it's us. It's done by us for us. So we are bringing indigenous solutions to African problems. Yeah, we had one major challenge, and it's in getting data from Sudan because we were not sure whether the electricity penetration that we got is the actual one, because Khartoum is in chaos right now. We don't know the internet penetration in Sudan. Also for e-commerce adoption in Somalia, it was quite hard to get it because we did not get any reliable data. So what we did is that we waited. We did a lot of weights in the data analysis where we gave digital commerce, we gave high school graduation different weights from say government readiness, or yes, we also did government readiness as an indicator. So we did different weights and also acknowledged that difficulty in our report. We say, hey, we do not get data from this and this country and for this and this indicator, but these are the weights we use so that we will make up for the missing data. Yes, we're actually looking, ultimately the vision behind this index is to have it Africa-wide, the whole continent, all the 55 countries. So we are looking at partnering with local organizations in those specific countries so that we may not get this data from World Bank or USC, which is where we got most of our data actually, because they have very big data sets. So we are, the challenge, we are going to partner with local organizations and they are going to give us this credible data that we are going to use in future indexes. How can you do it for health? That's one of the things that they are telling us. Yes, you have done digital readiness. Can you do one for health? Can you do one for AI readiness? Actually, an AI readiness is coming big. Can you add this indicator? Can you add that indicator? So those are some of the things that we are getting from consumers out there, but basically we are getting very good consumption and they are telling us, hey, this is good. And we have actually sparked quite a number of conversations out there, the Twitter space that we held. We are talking with governments. There are some conferences that we are holding with ministers so that we may talk about these things. Among other things that we are doing is, for example, the AI paper that was actually produced out of this index. We were like, hey, we are making this index. What about AI? And thus the paper. So yes, so we are going to be doing AI readiness index in the future. We are going to be doing health hacks in the future, specifically for Africa, because these are some of the things that our guys are telling us out there. But it has been well received, this index. We're going to be doing this index annually, and we're going to be comparing. This is how we ranked Kenya in 2023. How is it faring in 2024? This is how we ranked DRC, and this is how it was performing in this specific indicator. How many schools are teaching computer, for example, high schools? How many children are graduating from high schools? So we are going to be comparing that data. How many accredited universities are teaching IT in Burundi? How is the government faring? How is the government support in South Sudan? So we are going to be doing this index annually, comparing it and seeing this is how this country has improved. And yeah, over and above that, we are going to be doing health hacks. Just showing people out there, these are the health hacks that exist in Kenya, in Sudan, we are going to start in East Africa, Eastern Africa, Africa ultimately, because as I said, we are a Pan-African organization. We are going to be doing AI readiness and showing this is how we are in AI, because as we have said, we are living in the 4th industrial revolution. So we want to make sure that Africa is running along those other heavyweights. Yes. I'm excited about it because we believe that digital economy equals economic growth, and economic growth equals money and prosperity of our people. You know, the health and the very livelihoods of our people is boiled down to their livelihoods and how much money they make. So digital economy offers that opportunity for African peoples to get money, and that's why we are bringing this and we are giving it to the people. That's why this index is one of the things that we are giving to the African peoples and telling them, hey, there's an opportunity here. Make sure that you not only hearing about it, but you are living in it, that you are using every facet of your life through the digital economy. Whether you are in arts, how are you utilizing digital economy to do arts? Whether you are in agriculture, again, how are you doing it? Whether you are teaching, COVID taught us how people can teach through digital technologies, through computing technologies. So I'm excited about it because it offers money in the pockets of people. Yes. Well, it's important because Qhala catalyzes. Our vision is to catalyze Africa's digital transformation. This index is at the heart of what Qhala stands for and the premise upon which it was founded, which is to catalyze Africa's digital transformation. So we are studying what is the readiness for Africa to actually be digitally transformed. What are the indicators that it's the firewood that is going to make sure that this food that we are calling digital transformation actually is actualized. So I would say this index is at the heart. All these research projects, the health hacks, AI readiness is at the heart of what Qhala stands for. Because as you have seen, digital economy is here to stay with us, and we must wake up and smell the coffee. And what we are doing is giving this information, data out there, and telling people digital economy is here with us. This is how Kenya is faring, and these are the steps that you can do to actually become another Silicon Valley or to become an Asian tiger, like we said. And we believe this is possible because studying Asian tigers, we are the same with them in the 1960s, GDP wise, but then they leapfrog, and all the things they did is that they embraced digital technologies. So Africa, we are saying we too can, in our generation, we can reach there. Qhala has a future of work lab. It's actually it's under a trust. So Qhala, we have Qhala, the big organization, it's a profit making. Then you have a non-profit wing called Qhala Trust. Or Q Trust. So Q Trust is based in Nakuru. We're also hoping to open up an office in Bungoma. We also have some guys. We have partnered with Generation Kenya and Teleperformance, and we have more than 70 youths in Mombasa. So we believe that future of work is online, and that's what the Future of Work Lab at Qhala and Q Trust do. So they teach guys, they equip them with digital skills, from coding to transcription, and not only that, but they link them with BPOs and online organizations. You have noticed that, for instance, Germany and Spain are having an aging population, and the future of work really is for Africa, because as I said, Africa in 2051, every 3 workers shall be African. So the Future of Work Lab is basically training Africans to be ready for for work in Germany, in Spain, in a global field. So we are saying that globalization should not only be the movement of goods, but should be the movement of labor. And since labor is going digital, Future of Work is training guys to actually embrace the digital skills that are prerequisite to the digital economy. So we have partnered with German folks, US folks. There's a whole forum called Kenya USA Forum where we are partnering and making sure that Kenyan youths are linked up with global jobs. You know, the way the president says that ukifinya laptop pesa. We're actually one of the guys who are actualizing that through the training of guys to have digital skills. And this index now is showing how ready Kenyans, Ugandans are for digital economy and how digitally skilled they are. We are looking at what are the digital skills that Kenyans have. What's the number of coders per million population? What's the internet penetration? What's the electricity penetration? The infrastructure that actually supports the digital economy. We are advocating to have supercomputers in Africa. Currently, it's only one supercomputer in Africa. It's in Morocco. So we are looking at how can the rest of African countries, especially in sub-Saharan Africa, also have supercomputers. Internet penetration in Kenya is at 40%. The Morocco is the leading one with 90% internet penetration. So we are looking at how Africa can catch up in terms of the industrial revolutions that we are seeing, and how we can benefit from globalization, not only in the movement of goods but also in the movement of labor. Yes.